All right, sixth graders, we are going to be working with this foldable in our language arts nouns packet today. What you're going to do is cut these two boxes out. You can actually just cut them out as one big piece, and then we're going to glue the whole back side down onto our next available page. So if you want, you can cut them into two separate boxes, but you really don't need to. Just save a step and just cut it out as one big piece all the way around the outside. Okay, so it ends up looking like this. Then take your composition notebook, and the title on this page is going to be Possessive Nouns. You can title it, stick this in here so that I have that bookmarked. Put it in your table of contents. Okay, then go back open to this page. Now we're just going to glue the whole back side down into the middle. And then stick it down on the page, and you're all set. So then we are going to take some notes up here on the different rules, and then we'll have some practice down below. So we'll have the rules and the practice all on the same page, unlike the plural nouns. Okay, so possessive nouns. Nouns that are possessive are showing ownership of some sort. So I'm going to write showing ownership underneath possessive nouns. So showing ownership. Okay, so if you have a singular noun, meaning there's only one of them, that is showing ownership, you are going to add an apostrophe and an S. Apostrophe plus an S, so it looks like this, at the end of the word. Okay, now if we have, let's just use the example of a woman, and she's owning something. Let's say it's the woman's, and it's only one of that. We're going to add an apostrophe S, and it's her glove, let's say. The woman's glove. Now if you have the dog showing ownership of their toy, the dog's toy. So add apostrophe S at the end. Okay, now plural nouns that end in S. You are going to add apostrophe. So you'll probably see it two ways. With just an apostrophe at the end, or you can add an apostrophe S, or add apostrophe plus S at the end. Now, this, you were probably taught to just add an apostrophe at the end if this plural noun ends in an S. So let's say students. Okay, and they're owning a pencil. Okay, now more than one student is owning a pencil, so you could add an apostrophe S at the end. Or no, sorry, just an apostrophe to show it's their pencil. They are all owning the pencil. Okay, same with girls and their necklaces. Would be the girls apostrophe. I'm going to write it down here. Necklaces. So multiple girls own multiple necklaces. Okay, now the next rule, let's backtrack. You're most likely just going to do this. Okay, you may see in there, the rules are kind of changing for possessive nouns, kind of like the Oxford comma debate that we talked about in our paragraphs that we would do at the beginning of classes. where some people agree with something, some people don't. Well, this rule is kind of getting a little less strict now, where you might still see the students and then another apostrophe S at the end. And more specifically, with this at the end, or this third rule down here, you might see this more often. So just be careful that you might see this, but I would still use just the apostrophe at the end to show that. Okay, I know that's kind of confusing, and we'll get to it down at the bottom here. For the third rule, plural nouns that do not end in an S, you're just going to add, and this is for irregular plural nouns. So that would be like these guys here. Okay, you are going to add an apostrophe S at the end. Okay, so that would be like geese, and their nest would be the geese's nest. It sounds kind of funny. The geese's nest. Or children, which is plural. This is more than one. And their toys would be the children's apostrophe S toys. Okay. All right, now let's go down. If you need to pause this to finish up the notes right now, please go ahead and do so. Otherwise, we're going to move down to the try it out section down below. All right, so, first sentence I gave you already. It says, what is the possessive form of each noun in parentheses? Is the possessive noun singular or plural? So here we have plural. Children is more than one. So we're going to make this into a possessive noun and rewrite it in the blank below. Okay, so children, the children's apostrophe S toys. So Ramosis is the last name of a family. It's talking about their apartment. It ends in an S. And here's where I was saying this rule is now kind of fading away. Normally, Ramosis, you would just add an apostrophe because the word ends in an S, and that's probably what you were taught. And so if you want to choose to do that, that's fine. But you may also see, and I'm going to put this in dotted like we do for our optional additions in our paragraphs, you may also see another S added to it. I know that doesn't really look like an S. We'll just fill it in there. You may see this form of it also. Like I said, this rule is getting a little more laid back, relaxed, not so strict. It all depends on what you choose you want to do, okay? Does not matter either way, but worst case scenario, I would just do the apostrophe, okay? But that's only if it ends in an S. You just do the apostrophe. Number 3, the goose webbed feet. Now this is singular, so it's just talking about one goose. So the goose's apostrophe S, webbed feet. Number 4, parents meeting, showing that there's more than one parent here. It's not just one, it's not just mom, just dad, it's both of them, or more than one, okay? So we need to show that there's more than one. Parents, and then apostrophe, meeting. Dr. Lewis, Dr. Lewis. Now this is singular. This ends in an S. So here's where it gets tricky. Even if it ends in an S, if it's singular, still add your apostrophe S. So Dr. Lewis's office. Still add an apostrophe S no matter what. Safest bet, worst case scenario, just add an apostrophe S. Number 6, the blank photocopies, the library. So it's just that one, that library. So it's singular. The library's photocopies. So just add an apostrophe S. Number 7, the blank manes, horses' manes. So there's more than one horse owning their manes. So the horses, apostrophe. Now it says up here, plural nouns that end in an S. This was that tricky one here. Add an apostrophe or add an apostrophe S. You can choose what you want to do. The horses' manes, that I might just leave as just an apostrophe. Number 8, the story theme. So it's just one story. So it's singular. So we add an apostrophe S. Number 9, blank coat, Mrs. Jones's coat. It's going to be very similar to Dr. Lewis's. Mrs. Jones is just one person. Even though there's multiple Mrs. Jones in the world, I'm sure, right now it's just talking about one. So Mrs. Jones apostrophe S coat. Again, you may see it just as this, and that's fine, just because that rule has changed quite a bit over the years. Number 10, blank tails. So the bunny's tails. So it shows that it's plural. There's more than one. So the bunny's tails. Okay. All right, so that's all we have for the notes today. Actually, let's do one more thing down at the bottom. I lied. If you need to pause this video right now to finish this up and copy these down, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, we're just going to write one more small thing down at the bottom. So let's do the definition of a possessive noun. I know we kind of wrote up there that it shows ownership. Possessive noun is going to name who or what has or owns something. Which you've worked with possessive nouns throughout many grade levels, so I'm sure you know this already. Possessive means to own something. So a possessive noun would be a noun, who or what, owning something. Okay? All right. That is all for the notes today. And then just look on this assignment on Google Classroom for the work that you will do after this video. Thank you.